claiming his innocence. Currently, I'm the greatest rapper in a sense. But any currency, I'm still guaranteed my wins. This is coming from within, I stuff for real, I don't pretend. When the OG spilling knowledge, bet it's best you soak it in. I'm a prophet to them scholars, got them chakras opening. Got them fixing up their octaves, now they truly focused in. I'm seeing 2020 visions. Daily manifesting on my premonitions. Best to keep it neutral, got my own religion. The brainwash, gotta make your own decision. My word is James Bond, I stay on a mission. Coming for the top position, ain't no competition, man. Pull up in the top is missing, the opposition in. All that lane switching, this is what the game is. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a Joe like Chappelle show, this so perennial. Do this for my millennials, I be murdering any flow.
Coach, thanks. EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to a sold-out and absolutely rocking Mercedes-Benz Superdome in downtown New Orleans. Tonight, it's the NFC's turn to take center stage as we've got a wild card matchup on tap between the Seattle Seahawks and the New Orleans Saints. Win or go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC wild card game. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
Set up, 10 logo. Hey, exit. My five. X3, 218, chopper. Lead grip.
They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And right away, they're going to stack him up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. Offensive line really didn't give him any room to maneuver on that play.
Things closed pretty quickly, didn't they? And how about the wrap-up at the end of that tackle? Left no doubt there would be no additional yardage to be found.
Ready. 60 or 5.
Here we go.
Get it.
To throw on second down, Mitchell. He gets this one complete to Traquan Smith. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4.
Zoom.
Mike 20. Pick it up. There we go, Mike 20.
Hey, Foxtrot. You must be dreaming.
Hey, Mike 20. Hey, watch the slant.
Fair.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Eli Apple, good to the core there as he gets in and knocks it away. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Wilson, the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 26. Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. We'll check on his status when we get back. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Bring it up.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Trey Hendrickson just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
2 plays so far, a run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on 3rd. Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Here's Wilson to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Anthony Walker providing a little deja vu, back-to-back sacks, and now they're staring at a 4th and long. Now here's Michael Dixon, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And taken right on the 30. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. And it may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a 2nd and long.
Hey, Alpha!
Play clock down to 2, and we get a signal and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Here we go, set, 50, plant.
Now Mitchell to throw on 2nd down. He's got Fuller.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
Let's go. 8, read.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right.
Snap.
On 3rd and 2, Mitchell. And finding Keelan Cole. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a 1st down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Let's go. We got this. My five. You remember me?
To throw is Mitchell. Looking to throw on 2nd down. The throw taken in by Cole. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a 1st down.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
A first opportunity upcoming in the red zone for the Saints. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. On the ground, this is Kamara. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Mike 5. I got you.
Hey, wahoo!
Mike 5. Let's pick it up. It's out of time, guys. Out of time. Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field.
5.
Looking to throw on second down. Mitchell. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. The linebacker, Darius Leonard, applied the heat.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long.
Little Mike 52.
Ready?
Looking to throw. Mitchell. That's going to be caught. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. They come out here in the eye. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They'll run it with Kamara. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Taking it in from a yard out as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Lutz with the extra point. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession, as we'll see one following the score on the final play before break.
Get ready. Get ready. Get ready.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
They've had touchdowns on both of their drives thus far, but now they face a 3rd and long. Now Wilson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Kenny Moore. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Mike 5. Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning to tear you up. Don't get nervous. Mike 5. Mike 5. Hey, here I come. Here I come.
Mitchell now. From the gun, he'll throw. It's complete to Fuller. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6.
Ready.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Double time. Hey. You got 3.
Now Kamara. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10.
Get out the field, defense. Mike 5. Mike 5. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Here's Mitchell, operating from the gun. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Watch the twist. Mike 20. They're not ready for this, man.
Hey, Delta.
They still playing suck. Y'all playing the wrong football.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
The Saints on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
My five.
Now.
From the gun, Mitchell. And that will be incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Will Lutz on for the field goal. A 33-yard attempt.
The kick by Lutz is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
At their own 25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They find themselves down 10-0 early after the interception on their opening drive led to a field goal.
So now they've got to pick up the mantle a little bit. You mentioned the team's down 10. They've helped contribute to that. How are they going to get their team back into this ball game? Run the offense that you think is going to be effective and execute it at a high level.
Once again, they run with Breida on 1st down. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. And give the tackle to Anthony Walker. This defense, tough to run against. And those linebackers, they'll go side to side up the field, and there they get them for no gain.
If you can't get linemen upfield to the 2nd level to occupy them, they have a field day just running to the football and putting ball carriers on the ground. Not many yards after contact when they wrap up like that.
A 1st down there on a pickup of 25.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
On 1st down, here's Breida. And he's got some space here. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Matt Breida, 39 yards. As they are now on the board here in the 1st half.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one do I've ever met.
Now this throw caught left side. His second catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, a sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown of what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road to the upcoming Super Bowl. Now left side on the swing pass. 7 yards there and a first down.
How about that shuffle pass? Or if you want to call it the shovel pass, that's fine too. That's one of those plays that you take a little bit of risk there because you're trying to throw the ball into the middle of the field where a lot of big bodies lurk, and they can knock it away, pick it off, but they were able to execute it successfully on that play.
Yep. Hey, rock it, rock it.
Hey, Mike 20.
Ready?
Mitchell on 1st and 10. He's got his man on the crossing route. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into the right protection scheme, so he doesn't get hit back there. He's got a chance to step up with supreme confidence and deliver it downfield for a nice completion.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. They come out here in the eye. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Kamara trying again. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
30 base.
Take 4.
They'll try to run it in. It's Kamara. And I don't think Kamara got there. Looks like they stopped him short.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Alvin Kamara with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz good on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And you're under a minute to go in the half, the first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole.
Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. take this one home. It's a touchdown.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
Lutz with the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. So they throw the picks now as this one's in the air.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here,
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Anthony Walker in there to get him, and with it, time will expire here in this first half of play. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But
this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive, and we often talk about teams scripting plays.
And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Ready, break.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8.
Double time, double time. 3 down, 3 down. Safe, safe, safe.
Sit up. Let's go.
They run it again with Kamara. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. The 20. And he is down deep into Seattle territory. And he's going to take this all the way down to the Seahawks 17-yard line.
First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Kamara trying the right side. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two.
At the 19-yard line.
My 5. I'm here all day. My 5.
Now Mitchell. Off play action. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. Melvin Ingram just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. And now they're looking for 19 yards here on third down following 2 negative plays. Back to throw. Mitchell. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the third quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Aaron Lynch, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Watch it. Check 9, check 9.
18.
After the sack on first down, Wilson. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. Darren Waller, the intended receiver. And that pick just sets him up beautifully right down near the goal line.
I remember being in a defensive meeting back when I was in college, and our defensive coordinator says, we're going to call this be who you are defense. D linemen, you play the run. Linebackers, be aware of anything. And secondary, you play the pass. That way, you're all set, ready for whatever they put out there.
Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal.
Tight go.
Hey, Echo.
Again, it's Kamara. And the result here the same as the last play. Another tackle behind the line of scrimmage by this Seahawk defense. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. Mitchell. That is caught. Traquan Smith. Touchdown Saints. A 3-yard touchdown pass. And the Saints take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash in for 6. Lutz good on the extra.
Seahawks 7. Will Lutz set to kick off.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
The Seahawks take over first and 10
Let's go.
at their own 25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Tackle there going to Marshawn Lattimore.
Marshawn Lattimore
They'll try to pick this up on the ground with Breida. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Matt Breida, his second touchdown of the night. And the Seahawks are able to close the gap just a bit. Well, look, this is a team, Charles, they faced adversity all year long. They had to fight and claw to win that division, but they're putting it all together here in the wild card game.
Feels like a statement, doesn't it? An absolute statement game, a message to the top seeds. Overlook us at your own peril. We're pretty darn good.
That's fielded in the end zone. And not a particularly good return here as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like you had green on that play.
And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
First and 10 at the 35.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Running with Kamara. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Xavier Woods, the free safety, up to make the tackle.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Check.
The busy night continues for Kamara. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there. 1 quarter remains in this NFC wild card matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Saints on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 6.
Hey, team 6.
Yo, Mike 5. Don't let him breathe.
Now.
To throw is Mitchell. From the gun, he'll throw. And he's got his tight end, that's Smith. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Go now. 10-2 stop. Recon, 132 fighter.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter.
Check 15. Shut up.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And forget that 100-yard rushing game, at least for the moment, as he'll lose yardage here and fall back under the century mark for the game.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Let's go.
Mitchell now to throw on 3rd down. And he's able to bring it up 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line. Keelan Cole, the intended target. So they get the takeaway, but that's just step 1. They still have a lot of work to do.
But they don't want to focus on that now. Now it's about getting the ball in the end zone and hoping they can take it away again.
Yeah, still a 3-score game, though, 4th quarter. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
That's it, baby.
Give him 6 on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. The throw right sideline here is complete. And the Seahawks on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. From the shotgun, Wilson. Able to find Waller. That's complete. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down. Wilson now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Running out of the gun here, Breida. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Wilson. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10.
Hey guys, listen.
50's the mic. 50's the mic. Strip the ball. Strip that ball.
Hey, 0.
50.
Hey, easy. Touch.
Let's get it together.
Wilson gonna throw again. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. DK Metcalf, 31 yards. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. Now Myers for the extra point. And when the quarterback drops and has a guy that wide open in the end zone, his eyes have to get just as big as grapefruits.
Oh, without a doubt. This is the easiest throw you're going to get, and you're going to get the benefit of a touchdown on top of it. Make that throw.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Well, don't look now, but they've got a little bit of a battle on their hands again. Back to a 2-score game, the interception that led to a touchdown. You'd have to think they're a little more careful here if they do indeed try to throw the football.
Yeah, and I was a little surprised by the last throw. You know, that type of throw with this type of a game, I'm going to be very careful about it. Maybe the only throw you make is maybe a toss to your halfback or something like that. Otherwise, take care of the thing and finish this bad boy off.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. 2nd and 4. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with one more plus the 2-minute warning, and we'll be back. The Saints on 3rd down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 11.
Hey, high 7. Be careful.
Here's Mitchell, operating from the gun. And a throw there going to be incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Kenny Moore that time there on the coverage.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Let's go double count right here, double count. Hey. Let's go, 4 down.
50's the mic. Get your swerve on.
Throwing again. Wilson going for Metcalf on the deep. He's got a man. Complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far, as his guys are back within a single score.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting, but I am excited about this. I know you are too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done. So here comes the kickoff, and what now is just a 1-score, 6-point game.
The Saints take over. Let's go. 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. This game has really flipped on its head. 2 unanswered touchdowns by the other side, and now nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Smooth. Mike 20. Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. Come on here. Come
Fourth
get some.
quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line.
Hey, Mike 20. I got you.
Mitchell to throw on 2nd down. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
So here we go, Charles, 3rd down. Any chance you're throwing?
I don't think so. I think you got to keep the clock rolling here.
And indeed, they will keep it on the ground. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for New Orleans. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. It'll wind up being a net of 41. 9-yard return, 50 on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
No. Hey, wait. Well left.
Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And it's knocked away and incomplete. This defense hasn't had the best showing in this game, but a critical knockdown there. If they can hang on, I guess the end will kind of justify the means.
Certainly, and just think of it this way. It may not be the quantity of the plays that they've had because those haven't been great, but they get a few more quality ones like that. That could finish things off for them.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50.
He'll look to throw. He'll find Metcalf. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards.
Mike, three bird. Tight end right. Watch tight end. We're down. Mike 50. Right, 0.
Mike's 50,
They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up third down. They took their shot for the end zone, almost cost him.
And he made the right play there, knocking it away. But, boy, it looked like he had a chance to come down with the football. And if he does that, this thing is over. Instead, he leaves them out there with another chance.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
47's the mic.
Get that quarterback.
Go.
Get that quarterback, D-line. D-line, get that quarterback.
And the blitz does come. Flushed out right. He may try and run for this. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th. He'd had some success as a runner previously on this drive, just not as much space there that time.
Yeah, this time when he pulled it down, they were ready for him, so I think he's going to have to fling a few in order to open up that running lane again.
Game on the line, season on the line. They're going for it here on 4th down. They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And as a result, their playoff run may end right here. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Go! 60 outlaw, Bravo! Mike 5! 6 man. Check curls.
Mike 5!
Come with Hey! Exit! Now!
That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to air one out. He rifles one that's intercepted. Xavier Woods with a pick.
Intercepted by the Seahawks. His guys take over 1st and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They have time here, partner, for just one final heave.
And I have to look at it from the defense's perspective here. We know what they're going to do on offense. The Hail Mary, try and get guys down there and throw it in the end zone, tip it around and catch it.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And losing in this wild card round, they've got something to build on, though, for next year. But I don't know if they want to hear that right now.
Maybe not at the moment, but once they get away from it a little bit and they get into their off-season program, they'll start to talk about that. And I like how you framed it, building blocks, building this program up. And one of my favorite coaches always talks about brick by brick, you build a program. And this is one of those bricks to build them towards the next season where they think they have a chance to advance farther in the playoffs.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The Saints are winners here as we say so long from New Orleans.